All right, so here we go. Mystery number 4. Mystery number 4. Again, you need to be telling me how the clues help you. I had some people tell me I use the clues. And poof, there was the answer. Okay? That is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for what did the clues do to help you? What did the clues do to help you? Okay? So you have to be specific about how the clues helped you. All right? So let's get started. Clue number 1. First off, we know it's how many digits? We know it's how many digits? 6 digits. So last week I suggested that you do 6 blanks here to help yourself out. And that's going to be one of the things that you can do instead of writing out some big paragraph, right? Okay? All right. So it's 6 digits. So instead of writing a sentence that says, I know it's 6 digits, you're putting 6 blanks. That mathematically is telling me what you're doing. Okay? It's greater than 240,000 and less than 250,000. What's some digit that we know for sure at that point, Adam? The 2 is in the hundred thousands place. I'm going to let you circle that 2, and I'm going to let you put the 2 there. We know for sure that 2 is secured. And if you circle it, that tells me you know that 2 is secured, right? We know something else from that clue as well. What else do we know from that clue? Finley? We can put a 4 in the second digit. So let's underline that 4 and put it in the second digit. Okay? Again, underlining that 4 tells me that, you know, the 4 has to be there. Let's cross out the 5. We know it can't be a 5. Why can't it be a 5? Okay, so let's put a less than symbol there because we know it has to be less than that 5. Now, could you write out the words it has to be less than 5? If you want to, you can. I use the math symbol. So you could put out it has to be less than 5 in the 10,000s place. Okay? But you got to give me something there. You got to give me something. You can't just magically put the 4 there and it appeared. I have to know why you put the 4 there. Okay? Clue 2, all digits are even numbers. All digits are even numbers. Well, what digits are we going to be using if they are all even numbers? Kaylin?
6, 8, and what? 6 and 8.
Are there any other digits we could be using if they're all even? Lane?
4 and 3.
Anything else we could be using if they're all even?
0.
0. So that tells me that we can use 0, 2, 4, or 6, or 8, right? You've listed the even numbers for me. We know these are the digits we have to choose from, all right? So we can also list those digits under the remaining spots. Does that make sense? Which might help us eventually. Because that's another visual for us in our place values and what digits are available to us. Clue 3, the ones digit is a multiple of 4 and is not 0. Well, first off, we can cross off 0. Okay? Multiple of 4. Well, what are the multiples of 4 that we have in our list? Multiples of 4 that are in our list. Jonathan? 8. There's another one. 2. Not 2. 2 is a factor of 4. 4 and 8. So that means we can get rid of 2 and we can get rid of 6. Okay? This is what I was missing from a lot of you. Some of you just like underline stuff here, and that didn't tell me anything. All that told me was you read it. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Clue 4, the sum. The sum tells us we're doing what? Adding. The addition of the hundredths digit and the tens digit is the ones digit. The addition of the hundredths digit and the tens digit is the ones digit. Let's go over here and make 3 columns. We have the hundredths digit, we have the tens digit, and we have the ones digit, right? Well, the ones digit either has to equal what or what? 8 or 4. Okay? I'm looking at the hundredths digit and the tens digit. If I want to add them together and I want to get 4, I want to get 4. I want to add and I want it to equal 4. And I look at my choices. What can I add together and get 4? Step. 2 plus 2. Is there anything else I can add together and get 4 from my hundreds and my tens? My hundreds and my tens. Eduardo. Is there anything else I could add together from my hundreds and my tens? Is that in my hundreds and my tens? No. While 3 and 1 gives me 4, it's not an option in my hundreds and my tens this time, is it? Okay? What else could I add together in my hundreds and my tens? In my hundreds and my tens. Look again, folks. Caitlin. Yes, and why is that important that we know we can use that commutative property here? Why is that so important here? Why is that so important in this case? Ezra, do you know why?
Because there's no other way.
What is this place value, folks? What is this place value? Would that build 2 different numbers? If I put a 0 here or a 4 here? Yeah. Is there any other combination I can use here and here to get 4? No. Okay? So let's look at, have we used all combinations for 4? Okay? So let's look at combinations to get 8. Hundreds plus 10 to get a sum of 8. To get a sum of 8. Blaine.
4 plus 1.
He says 4 plus 4. Any other combinations of 8? Finley? 6 plus 2 equals 8. Any other combinations for 8? Zach?
0 plus 8 equals 0.
0 plus 8. I'm going to change pen color so we're not running. 8 plus 0. Anything else? Anything else? I like that you switched them around, Zach. Anything else using that community property? Kaylin?
2 plus 6.
2 plus 6, using that community property again. Anything else that would give us 8? All right, so there we have used up that clue, right? There's our work for that clue. Did it tell us what our digit would be for the tens and the hundreds? No, but we now have our options, right? Okay. Clue 5. The thousands digit times the ones digit is 0. The thousands digit times the ones digit is 0. What does that tell us we're going to do? We're going to multiply. We're going to multiply the thousands digit by the ones digit, and we're going to get 0. So the 1,000 multiplied by the 1 equals 0. This is the thousands, this is the ones, and it's going to equal 0. What does that tell us? What does that tell us? Adam?
Yeah, the first one has to be 0.
Does the thousands digit have to be 0? He thinks so. Everybody agree with that? Zach, you don't agree? You agree? Okay, what?
So we always have to count 0 on something to get 0.
We always multiply by 0 to get 0. Could the ones digit be 0?
No.
Why not?
Because they've already wait, no, it couldn't. No, it couldn't be 0 because we already crossed out 0 for a multiple of the.
There we go. We've already said 0 can't be here. Okay? So we've already said this is not 0. Okay? So that means the thousands digit has to be 0, right? Okay? So the thousands digit is 0.
Well, and then for the ones digit, it's just really depending on the number because it's either way it's going to be 0.
Yes. We still don't know what the ones digit is yet, right? Okay? We know it's a 4 and an 8, right? All right. Here we go. The hundreds digit is less than the tens digit. The hundreds digit is less than the tens digit. So let's go over here to our list now. We now know more about our list, right? The hundreds digit is less than the tens digit, which means we can take out what? Okay, that happened yesterday too. So let's find maybe a better place for that bottle. Maybe set it on the floor. Thank you. The hundreds digit is less than the tens digit. What can we take out automatically, quickly, eliminate it, and do no thinking with it? That. Not exactly. Not exactly. If the hundreds is less than the tens, can we take out numbers that are equal to each other? If the hundreds have to be less than the tens, can we have numbers that are equal to each other? No. So we'll eliminate numbers that are equal to each other, right? So we need to look at the list. All right, we're going to look at the list. Okay? Can we eliminate anything else where we had numbers that were equal to each other?
4 plus 4.
Yeah, that has to go. Now the hundreds is less than the tens. Here's our hundreds, here's our tens. Is 0 less than 4? Is 4 less than 0? Is 6 less than 2? Is 0 less than 8? Is 8 less than 0? Is 2 less than 6? All right. So now look at what we have left. The hundreds can be a 0 or a 2, right? So the hundreds can only be a 2 or a 0. It can't be a 4, it can't be a 6, and it can't be an 8. Does that make sense? The tens can only be a 4, an 8, or a 6. So it can't be a 0 or a 2, right? It can be a 4, an 8, or a 6, right? Okay? That make sense? All right, so here we go. Only 2 of the digits are the same. Only 2 of the digits are the same. We already have 2, 4, and 0 here, right? Can these change? No. That means we can only repeat either 2 and 4, 2 and 0, or 4 and 0. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Only 2 of them can repeat.
Mom.
Study it, see what you come up with. I'll be right back with you. I want you to do some thinking. All right, here's what you're going to do. You're going to mask up. Mask up. You 2, 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. You 2 have a conversation. You 3 have a conversation. And discuss how you determined your last 3 digits. Go.
All right, anybody at home got any ideas? Anybody have any ideas at home? Dante, what's your idea?
For the when we were doing the and one, I was thinking of
I can't hear you, hon. Try me again.
I said I was thinking five plus three equals and 3 plus 5 equals
I'm sorry, it's not working. It's going real slow, so I can't understand you. Sorry.
I'll type it in the chat.
Sorry about that. I thought it would work. It's not. Sorry.
I typed it in the chat too.
Did you? Let me look. We can't use 3 and 5, Dante. We're looking for what will go in the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. So we're down to 0, 2, and 0 and 2 in the hundreds, 4, 6, and 8 in the tens, and 4 and 8 in the ones. Okay? All right, we need to stop our conversation, get back to our seats, please.
How did you determine what digits went in what place? Kaylin.
Well, we would, in the hundred place, we would put a 2 there because the last 2 of them are crossed out, so you get that's the only number you can do.
Okay. Could we have repeated the 0?
Oh,
Okay. Go ahead. What'd you put here?
I didn't really get that.
Lane.
I put a 6 there. Yeah, I put an 8 in the last one.
Can you explain what you guys came up with, why you came up with that? What'd you guys decide?
Because you can't put the 2 in any of the other spots. So then I realized that the 6 is unmarked, and it says both of the hundreds and the tens digits equal the 1 digit, and I couldn't do 4, and that can equal 6, because the 6 is not talking about it. So I had to put 6 there, and then I had to put 8 on.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, so your explanation here is what? Well, how can we explain all this? Because these last 3 numbers can't just magically appear. Kaylin said what?
That the hundred digit has to be 2 because the last 2 digits we had knocked out.
You should be writing. You're missing a lot of stuff. How did we know the 6? If the 4 is used up, right? We cross that out, right? The 8's the only one left here, right? So then the 6 is the only one left, right? So we've determined the 6 and the 8. Because they're all that's left, right? Writing. Does that make sense? But they didn't just magically appear. We described that was all that was left, so they had to be the 6 and the 8. Okay? The 0 was used. Okay? That makes sense? Questions on that? All right, when you do the other two, I expect to see this kind of stuff. Here's what I saw from several of you. Instead of what you just saw, here's what I saw from some of you. And then those were your clues to me. Does that tell me what you were thinking? No. Down here. I read the clues. To figure it out. Does that tell me what you were thinking? Not at all. I need more than that, don't I? In my mind, I went, oh, you read the clues. That's what you were supposed to do. I need to know what your mind was thinking when you read the clues. Does that make sense? Okay. Don't make my mind go, ah. Okay? I need to know what your mind was thinking. I forgot it, didn't you? Okay? I need more than the coming out of my mind. All right? I need to know what you were thinking. Yeah, when I see this little underline, I go, whoo, it's underline. Woohoo! You know? I need to know what you're thinking. What does that tell you? Okay? All right. So, when does that due? Friday. Can you take it home? Yes, you can. You can take it home. Due on Friday. All right? Questions on that? All right, let's switch to our writing. Lots of you did a nice job with your writing this week. Remember on the side that's page 17, and looks like this. We once again have that half sheet rubric that I'm grading from. We've got lots of things going on in this picture. We're at the garden center. We need to look at what we're going for. We're going to choose some words from our word list. We're going to be choosing 3 words from our word list. Three words from our word list. And again, we're not just throwing in things like, I see mowers, bird feeders, hoses, and statues and calling that 3 words. Okay? They have to pertain to your story problem as far as just picking out words that go along with your story problem. Evan? Huh? Yes, yes. This time we're going to make up a division problem where the answer is 5. They're very specific on this one. All right? So, go back up and look at your story problem here. Get rid of this. Go back up. We need to find somewhere when we do a division problem, the answer is 5. Can you find something in the picture? We do a division problem, the answer is 5. Ezra?
There's the birdhouse.
Can we do something a little more difficult than 5 divided by 1 is 5?
Yeah.
Well, that's a true statement, but let's do something a little more difficult than that, please.
Yeah.
Can you find something else? Did you find anything else, Ezra?
Yeah.
What?
I found like 10 lawnmowers.
Uh-huh.
2, like 5.
Uh-huh.
2, like divided by, like 5 divided by 2.
We want our answer to be 5, so what are you going to do to get to that 5?
Oh, it's 10 divided by 2.
10 total mowers divided by 2 columns or rows. Look at our list. Does it have rows or columns in it? Does it have rows? So we probably want to use rows, right? Okay, so right up here, if we have 10 total mowers divided by 2 rows equals n, where n is the number of mowers what? In each row, nice. So that's going to be our anchor piece right there. It's going to help us out right there. Lane, did you get that down? Now, I might want to use the letter M here instead of N. Why might that be? Adam?
Because both lower.
Yeah. Do I care what letter you use? No, but a lot of times you want to use a letter that might trigger what we're working with. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Please circle what you're using in your picture so I have no doubt what you're trying to use in your picture. Okay? All
All right, in order for me to get down to where we need to do the rest of our work, I have to erase what's up here. Does everybody have this? And let's move on. All right, here's another mistake some of you were making. You were circling words over here instead of circling them in your story problem. So let's make sure we circle them in the story problem when we write it, okay? All right, up there we wrote an equation. What was our equation?
10 divided by 2 equals n.
Yeah, it was 10 divided by 2 equals n. Come on, move it over there. So go up 2 lines. 10 divided by 2 equals m. That's our equation. Some of you completely forgot to do the equation business, and you lost a bunch of points. What does m represent? Go back up there. What did we say m represents? Adam. More to complete than that. What was the whole thing that we said it represented? Look up above. What did we say?
10 more. I'll sit with you.
Number of mowers in each row. Because the whole problem is about the mowers. So it's the number of mowers in each row. Okay? And now what is the value of m? We solve it. What's m worth? 5 what? 5 mowers. We've labeled it. We've solved it. This is what some of you completely left off. Cost you a lot of points. Okay? Now, go back to the top. We put wording right above our numbers. We practically wrote the story problem. What was the 10? Total number of mowers. What was the 2? How many rows? What are we looking for? Number of mowers in each row. So this is going to be our question as well, right? That is going to match our question. Our unknown, our variable, is going to match our question. It's got to match the question somehow. Because that's what we're looking for. Does that make sense? It may not be worded exactly the same, but it somehow has to match up with the question, because that's what we're looking for. All right? So now, we've got people in what? The garden center, right? Does that make sense? So somehow we need to mention that we're in the garden center. We've got lawnmowers in a total of 10. We've got them in rows of 2, right? And the question is, how many mowers are in each row, right? That's pretty much our story problem. Is that hard to write? No, we just need to get it in some verbiage that makes sense. Okay? Kaylin?
You write the 3 brothers and sisters were in the garden center, and they wanted to put their money together to get the flag and the fun. So 2 rows.
Okay, hold on a minute. There were what, 3 siblings, you say? Don't forget to indent. I'm going to call them siblings.
wanting to get their dad a mower. Is that pretty much what you said? Okay, they saw two rows. I'm going to go out here because I'm going to run out of space otherwise. Of two rows of mowers, right? We need to say something about the 10. What can we say about the 10?
They had 10 minutes to fix it.
What?
They had 10 minutes to fix it.
Okay. They had 10 mowers to, what did you say? Pick from? Pick from. So we've talked about the 2, we've talked about the 10. Are we ready for the question yet? And the question is, how many mowers were in each row, right? Yes? Yes? Now, there's one word we have to add to this to make this correct. Okay? And I'm going to tell you what it is. The mowers could have been in, oh, do you know what it is? Okay, good call. We could have mowers in 2 rows, but I could have 3 in a row and 7 in a row. But in order for this to be a division problem, what has to be true about my rows? They have to be what? Equal. Who said equal? They have to be equal. They saw, whoops, not in there. It needs to be in here. 2 equal rows. Not in there. They have to be equal rows. 2 equal rows. In order for it to be division, the rows have to be equal, and that's important. Does that make sense? Okay. So now, we need to see if we've got enough words. In each. What else? Ava? Rows. Anything else? And what else? Mowers. Okay. Now again, you cannot do, they saw mowers, bird feeders, hoses, and statues and count those as your words. Do you understand that? Okay? Because the bird feeders, hoses, and statues had absolutely nothing to do with our equation. Do you understand that? Okay? You indent? You have these 3 parts, label, questions. Turn it over to the other side. Does anybody still need this up here? Okay. A I'll leave it up here for you. Okay. I will talk you guys through the other side. I'll just leave this up here, so if you guys aren't done during your study time, you can finish copying that, okay? Let's turn it to the other side so that I can talk to you about it. On the other side, you are choosing words, 3 words. Make sure you put 3 words. 3 words, 3 words in the direction 3, 3. It doesn't say 3, you have to put 3. And you have to circle them, so make sure you put circle. You can choose multiplication or division, it doesn't matter to me. And I want you to circle in the picture what you are using. In the picture, circle what you are using. In the picture, circle what you are using. 3 words up here, right? 3. All right? Does that make sense? When's it due? Friday. Can you take it home? Yes. All right. Questions? Okay, we've got a half hour for the assessment. That should be more than enough time for you to finish that. I will pass that out. Those of you at home, as soon as I get the test passed out in here, I will send it to you. I couldn't send it early because I had to see who was present. I will only send it to those who are present. Otherwise, those who are absent will have to check in with me and get it made up at another time because I've already seen people leave and I can't send it to those who are not present. Those of you who are virtual, you will have to be present in the camera to me. You cannot leave the camera. So Zane, I don't see you. You got to be so I can actually see you. So I get some light on you. All right, so I will pass it out to all of you. You have to put all your other supplies away. You can only have a pencil out. When you are done, it goes in the assessment tray over there. Hopefully I will have your daily words done by then. If not, you can work on your writing and your problem solving until I do, but this is the first time I'm sending out stuff to them. You know, newness slows me down. So you guys hang tight on virtual. I'll get you yours in just a minute. Usually I can hand a piece of paper, like take one, pass it back. Not allowed to do that anymore. I have to lock the room, which slows me down even more. The efficiency has gone out the window, the door and everywhere else. Right? So absolutely no talking. Get your desk cleared off. No sharing answers in any way, shape, or form. Please get started on your assessment. All right, you guys. Okay, you guys at home, get your desk areas cleared off. Pencil ready.